So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about our most excited model which are going to come to Malaysia somewhere in this year. So the model I'm talking about is the new Proton X50 aka Geely Binyue. So today in this video I'm going to talk about some facts you need to know about the Geely Binyue aka Proton X50 before you consider it as your car after Proton have officially launched the Proton X50 in Malaysia. So cue the intro. So the Geely Binyue or the Proton X50 is actually a subcompact crossover vehicle, which is basically a B segment SUV in our Malaysia market. So in the B segment SUV or crossover market, we have the Mazda CX-3, the Honda HR-V, and also the upcoming Pro Dual new SUV D55L, and also the Nissan Kicks, which are going to launch in Malaysia somewhere in this year as well, brought in by Nissan Tanchong. So the Geely Binyue is positioned below the C segment Geely-Volvo, which is our well-known Proton X70. So the Geely Binyue have launched in China market somewhere in 2018, and the cars are also known as Geely Coolray because Geely also exports this car to other countries such as Philippines, Belarus, which is basically Russia, and some other countries. But in Malaysia, we received the name Proton X50. So the Geely Binyue is actually built on the new platform, which is called Binyue platform, which is a much smaller platform compared to Geely-Volvo's CMA platform. So the platform also we can found in Volvo company because basically they are collaboration by engineering the platform of the Geely and also been used in the Lean & Co, basically a luxury brand from Geely, also uses a Volvo technology, and the BMA platform also uses in the new Volvo XC40. So the price of the Geely Binyue in China is somewhere around 79,000 yuan to 129,000 yuan. So which is basically equivalent with 46,000 ringgit Malaysia to 76,000 ringgit Malaysia. So it's basically a pretty cheap price. They can get a very intelligent and well engineering car, which I will tell in the later segment. So the Geely Binyue is given two engine options, which is a 1.5 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine, which generates 174 horsepower and 255 Nm of torque. This is for the higher spec Geely Binyue model, whereas in the lower spec Geely Binyue model, we have a 1.0 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine, which generates 134 horsepower and 205 Nm of torque. So in terms of the performance figure, it's actually a pretty amazing performance figures given that it's a 3-cylinder 1.5 or 1.0 liter turbocharged engine, which the new Almera 1.0 liter turbo only generates 94 horsepower or 95 horsepower, whereas in the Honda City only generates 120 horsepower. Whereas in the Geely Binyue, it generates 134 horsepower in the 1.0 liter turbo. So which is a pretty amazing figures given that this is a small SUV. So in terms of the gearbox, the Geely Binyue is given two transmission options between the 6-speed manual and the 7-speed dual clutch transmission. So the 7-speed dual clutch transmission also can found in the 2020 Proton X70 CKD. So if you haven't watched my walk around video, you can go check it out in my channel as well. So the dimension of the Geely Binyue is 4,330 millimeters long. So this is a pretty average figures given that this is a subcompact crossover SUV which competes against the CX-3, the HR-V and the CHR. But in terms of the lengths, the CHR and the CX-3 is longer than the Geely Binyue. So in terms of the width is 1,800 millimeters and the tall is 1,609 millimeters, whereas the wheelbase is 2,600 millimeters. So it does aid a good handling, given that in the pretty compact wheelbase and a slightly short front and rear. So in terms of the safety, other than the most standard features such as 6 airbag, anti-lock braking system, dynamic traction control, and so forth. The Geely Binyue actually has the most advanced safety system, which is the level 2 automated driving system with intelligent cruise control, and it can follow the front car speed up to 150 km per hour. So in terms of the exterior of the Geely Binyue or the Proton X50, so for the front you get full LED headlights with LED DRL and LED fog lights, and the design of the Proton X50 or Geely Binyue are pretty mature and pretty sporty as well as compared to the Proton X70. It's suitable for youngsters who are looking for a crossover SUV, and I think this can be on par with the CX-3 and also the Toyota CHR. So in terms of the front grille, you get a Geely signature grille, but in our Proton X50, we will receive the infinite width design grille, and you receive a set of 18-inch alloy rims. As you can see, the window line you will notice a characteristic line from the C pillar is basically identical to the Proton X70 or the Geely-Volvo. So at the rooftop, you get a gloss black roof with a roof rack to store your additional items, and you're given a panoramic sunroof. So moving on along to the rear, you get full LED tail lights, except the reverse light, the signal light, and also the fog lights is in bulb type, and you're given a Geely wording across the bar of the boot, and you get a rear spoiler and a pretty sporty quad exhaust pipes. So it's a 1.5 liter turbocharged. Given that it's a small cc engine which has a quad exhaust pipe, I think it's a pretty unique touches in the Proton X50. So it's given a big plus point added to its sportiness of the car. So the interior, you can notice, is far more modern compared to our Proton X70, which is an older product compared to the Geely Binyue, which has a new Geely design language. So for the driver's side, you get electronic adjustable seat, but in the passenger side, you're given a manual adjustment seat. It's not a big deal to me because you will not always adjust your passenger seat as much as the driver's seat. And you're given a 7-inch LCD instrument panel which has a lot of information in it, but to me it's rather complicated because in my opinion I think LCD meters should be easy to read, and it must show some important information such as fuel gauge, water temperature, but it's not a bad thing. In the Proton X50 you're given this LCD, quite a futuristic meter. And as for the steering wheel, you get a leather wrapped steering wheel with flat bottom design with steering controls. Given the right side is the information to cycle between your information display, whereas in the left side is cycle between your cruise control settings. So moving along to the center console, it's a completely new design with a 10.25-inch GKUI system. This is a latest system which you does not find in the Proton X70 in Malaysia, but you can get with the Geely-Volvo Pro, which is launched back in 2019. For the GKUI system, you were given the navigation system, the 360-degree camera with multi-angles as well, reverse camera, so and so forth. You can cycle between your music using the Geely in-car hotspot system, and you can actually set the temperature of the air conditioning like you would in the new X70, or using the manual air conditioning with automatic function. It's a dual zone climate controls on the bottom part of the touchscreen display, and underneath the aircon controls you have a storage space, and underneath you have the rather similar design as the Honda HR-V cabin design, which has a hidden charging port and hidden storage, which you can charge your phone, put your HDMI ports, so and so forth. So moving on to the gear shifter. So the gear shifter also you can find in the new Proton new Proton X70's 7-speed dual clutch transmission gear knob design. And on the left side, you get the driving mode settings. We have Sports, Eco, and Normal, and you get an electronic parking brake with auto hold function and some other features. So as for the rear seat, is pretty compact, but you're given a 2 USB port instead of aircon vents at the rear, because this is a small car. It does not require rear aircon vents because the front aircon is enough to cool down the whole car. So if you want more extra spaces, you can fold out the rear seats 60-40. So yeah, this is my video talking about the Proton X50 or the Geely Binyue. So if Proton brought in the X50, the prices is estimated around below 90,000 ringgit Malaysia, but above 50,000 ringgit Malaysia. So we'll hope Proton will launch this car somewhere in this year after the pandemic of COVID-19. So yeah, this brings us to the end of the video. So if you like my talking series, be sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. So please stay safe and please stay at home. Cheers guys.